Hello, and thank you for clicking on this Fun with Pete and Sherry video. I am your host, Mr. Julian. As always, this is Tipsy with me, and I have a whiskey to review for you here that is something truly special to me. This is the Balvenie Single Barrel 15-year-old. I've done a number of scotches from Balvenie, and there's a great variety of different tastes that you can find in Balvenie scotches, and I haven't done them all yet, fortunately. There's still many to go, but this one is kind of the purest Balvenie because it is a single barrel, like I say, and it doesn't have a secondary finish. They simply find a real nice bourbon barrel and put their spirit in it, and that's it. You just let the time pass, and this is what you get. This is barrel, by the way, 3710, bottle number 21. Each cask, of course, is going to be different. Let's see what we get here, shall we? Balvenie. There's a little honey. And as we get a little closer in, still honey and a little bit of hay now. Nice grass, sort of fresh grass. With some vanilla in the background too. And final test here. Wow, you really go through a whole range of tastes there. Ooh. Entering sort of very soft on the palate. You get that taste you get from really good bourbon barrel scotch here. We're talking about a little spice, a little vanilla. Shortly after that, begins to go a little lower, more back of the throat sort of taste. Gets sort of a more caramel, slightly burned, toasted caramel. Think creme brulee. This is very much got a creme brulee sort of taste. That low back of the throat taste also has a bit of tart fruitiness that balances it out. And it's the interplay really between those two, that some tart fruitiness, that nice nice deep burnt caramel, creme brulee. It just sort of goes on and on and on with this. It's a very bold taste. Obviously no other influence here, no sherry. A little bit of peat smoke. It's not really, it doesn't really rise to the level of being smoky. I sort of think the peat in Balvenie adds to that tanginess, the tartness a little bit. That is really something. Really something. It's odd, but Balvenie has so many other finishes, and yet here with the sort of pure Scotch, you're getting. Well, I do think you've got. They use probably a very specific kind of barrel here. I'm betting they know what kind of bourbon barrel. They're getting very specifically, and got a nice old one with a good deep char, because it really puts a great deal of flavor into this. As I say, extremely subtle, but not delicate. It's very bold and very subtle. And you really feel a great deal of pull-through from that initial Balvenie spirit. Now, if you've drunk as many different kinds of Balvenie as I have, you recognize that pull-through spirit as a theme in all Balvenies, of course, but it's nowhere more noticeable than here. Simply fantastic. In fact, from what is available currently commercially here in Virginia, and really just about anywhere else, unless you're talking stuff you can get at auction, I think this is about the finest Scotch you can drink. And I know it's not cheap, but it's far less expensive than some out there that you could get. It's far younger than some that you could get. It just doesn't matter, all right? This is exactly what I, at least, am looking for in a Scotch. It's really, really interesting. And while I don't mean to imply that I have more sophistication than many Scotch drinkers, I do have more sophistication than I did maybe 3 years ago, and I don't know that I would have really found the beauty in this as much as I do now back then. This is sort of, I think, a really good Scotch for people who've tried a number of different ones. And I never heard anyone, by the way, agree with the stance I'm taking on this. Not only that it is the best Balvenie, but it is among the finest Scotches in the world. And it surprises me. It surprises me. To make it official, I'll give you the rating on this. I'm giving it a 9.6. 9.6, so higher by at least 0.2 than anything else I've ever given. I don't really expect to be giving out any score higher than this. But you never know. Could get lucky. And that's a reason why I was so depressed earlier this evening to hear that Balvenie is discontinuing this. I can't think of any really good thing that could indicate. Really, it has to be the very finest quality Scotch in order to be presented without a secondary finish. And I think if they still had coming online Scotch of the same quality, they would be continuing to present it in this format. But they could take that Scotch, they can put it in the peated cask, or the Madeira cask, or the sherry cask, port cask, rum cask, and infuse it with other flavors to make it interesting, then if it's not quite as brilliant on its own, it'll be fine. Now, I hope that's not the case. I would love to think that they have warehouses and warehouses full of 15-year-old in great bourbon barrels, just this good, and they're going to be using it to create everything that's higher in their range from now on. And maybe so, you know, I don't know. But come on, why would they take this off the market? It's the easiest thing for them to make, right? They don't have to change, you know, barrels. They just leave it in the barrel. It's perfect. You know, it's perfect. Unless, of course, it's not. So anyway, that otherwise fantastic review, I'm afraid, has to be tempered with that bit of bad news. You know, I tell you to run out and buy a bunch now, but it really, you know, why bother? You can't grasp onto the past like that. It's gone, it's gone. Enjoy it if you get a glass between now and then. And I'm Mr. Julian. I'll see you next time.